Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Adam. I'm an IT engineer. I've been in the IT field for about 20 years. Been dealing with computers and tech in general for the last 30 years. The reason why we're creating this channel and this video today is we're actually going to be reviewing the Echo Reverse Osmosis. We're actually going to be installing it down here. And the main reason, and I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about my wife and myself about our health journey, is back in January we a little bit overweight and just not feeling the greatest, and my wife was struggling with Hashimoto's disease and Raynaud's disease, and we wanted to do some things that were going to change our lives for the better, so we could be around for our kids and be around for our family as long as possible, and into our later years actually being active and not being stuck in wheelchairs and being extremely depressed. So we made a change at the beginning of this year. We said we were going to eat better, we were going to work out, and we were going to be healthier. And we did that. In January, I'll tell you a little bit about my health journey before we get involved in everything and why we're actually creating this channel. But in January, I went on carnivore. I was about 165 pounds, did 1 month of keto, and then I also did more of a traditional, and that's kind of like where I'm at now, is a more traditional style diet with no processed foods, no sugar, no alcohol for the most part, and just pretty much meat, chicken, eggs, steak, fruits, and then the only vegetables I really do is like broccoli and spinach. Those are like the only things, mainly because I struggle with cholesterol, some kind of genetic issues with my family. So I can't eat too much of the animal-based stuff, but try to do the best that we can. But we also work out 6 days a week. We put a gym in our house at the beginning of the year, and we both work from home. So doing this has really transformed our lives and our family too. I mean, we have a 7-year-old who is active. She needs to be healthy. She needs to be nourished. She needs to get the best benefit of eating correctly, exercise, and as well as just as being a child. So we wanted to give her the best that we possibly could as well. So my wife, her journey is a little bit different. She kind of struggles with Hashimoto's disease and Raynaud's disease. So one of the main important things was the water that you consume on a daily basis. Some of the water that we get have contaminants in it, pharmaceuticals, drugs, things like that. And so for us, we wanted to get the cleanest, purest water possible. And not only just the water that comes to the house, but the water that we drink. So this video is going to be like a 2-part video. So the other things that we made changes to was not only we're doing 6 days a week of exercise with our home gym, but we're also active outside, walks, breath work, being out in the sun, grounding, all those types of things, as well as cold plunging. So we actually purchased a cold plunge back in May. We started cold plunging in May, and my wife has seen a drastic increase in her energy levels since she's done that. So for me, I mean, I feel amazing when I cold plunge. The endorphin rush that I get is insane. On top of that, my energy level just is through the roof, shredding body fat off me. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm almost 40 years old and I have abs for pretty much the first time in my life. So, I mean, between eating a healthy, solid diet, exercise, cold plunging, just being a more active person. I also do jiu-jitsu with my daughter. So, I mean, we are very active, and we want to do some simple things to our home to kind of benefit our health. And one of the things is installing a Echo Reverse Osmosis machine. That's going to go underneath our sink right here. Not necessarily an install video, but there's a key reason of why I'm making this video about this device. So there's a website that you can go to, EWG/tapwater, and EWG.com/tapwater. And I'm gonna put the link on the screen so you can easily do it, and I'll put it in the description of the video. But it can show you all the cancer-causing agents and contaminants in your water that come to your zip code by your water supplier. It's actually mandatory by law that they provide this information. So I'll provide you guys the link for that. Do what you want with that information, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather have the cleanest water possible coming to my house that I'm going to wash my body with, brush my teeth with, and consume, on a daily basis. In our household, we drink a lot of water. Right now, we have a lot of bottled water But I mean, even that, you have, plastics that you have to worry about. So I figured this is gonna be the best thing for us. We're actually not gonna wire it through a faucet. We're actually gonna wire it through our fridge. So we're gonna use the standard drain that would come pretty much from the cold water supply here, and then goes directly to the fridge. So that's how we're gonna wire this one up. So we'll do a quick unboxing. I'm gonna change the view of the camera. We'll do some quick unboxing of the Echo Reverse Osmosis, and I haven't unboxed it yet, so we'll do it together. All right, so we got it unboxed. Not a lot of items here. Looks like we got the Reverse Osmosis. Comes with the the 4 filters already installed. Then it looks like it comes with a power adapter. Comes with a valve to install. And then some fittings, some brackets, and 3 hoses. So we'll probably only end up using 2 of those. But the other main reason why we went with this one too is it's got a digital readout. And the reason why we're installing the Echo Reverse Osmosis first is actually because we want to see how contaminated our water is coming directly into the machine and then providing to us. And it'll give us both readouts. It'll give us the readout of the water on the incoming and the water on the outgoing of ppm, of how contaminated the water is. Now, we also purchased a home water filtration kit that's going to be installed, and that'll be the second part of this video. And the second part, it's a Pro Aqua. And the reason why I went with that one is it was readily available at Home Depot, Lowe's, and also from their website. I think it's honestly the best bang for buck, and it's a simple home water filtration system. So it's mainly for city water. You could use it for probably if you had well water. I wouldn't recommend it because you need like the full kit and everything for that one. So I wouldn't recommend that one. But from all the research that I did, that one definitely seems to be the best bang for buck, and the filters are all universal. So with those filters, in my opinion, just a lot cheaper. And then these ones, the good thing about that is that'll also prolong the filters on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this set up, get this installed, and then we can take a look at the readouts of what we're receiving. All right, so we're back, got it all hooked up. It's all connected, maybe took about 20 minutes. It did a full flush. So for about, I would say, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And now we're gonna test it. The wife's over here. She's about to fill up her cup with water for the first time. It's coming out at 7 ppm. I don't think you get much cleaner than that. And it's at 107 going in. I've seen as high as 500, 600. So our water is not that bad here in our city, Cuyahoga County. So 9 ppm, 8 ppm. I think that's as clean as it's gonna get. You wanna give it a shot, see what it tastes like? What do you think?
Tastes like nothing.
Tastes like nothing? All right.
Like you can see there's nothing in it. It tastes like clean.
Perfect. That's exactly what you want. The cleanest water possible. And then you can always add like Celtic sea salt or something like that to it if you choose to. So, all right. So that concludes this portion of it. So now we get to see an actual readout of 107, 110 around there as far as contaminant per million. So we'll see what it does with the actual Pro Aqua installed. All right, welcome back to part 2 of our video. So this is the Pro Aqua Elite Gen 2 version. You can find this one at Lowe's, Home Depot, or proaquawater.com. It's a very standard system, not extremely complicated whatsoever. Just plumbs directly into your main line, your main water line. It does sediment, which is, and I have their site right here for stage 1, which is silt, dirt, rust, sand, and more. And then you have CRK, which is their stage 2, which is iron, lead, scale, nickel, mercury, and more. And then stage 3 is VOC, chlorine, bad taste, bad odors, and more. It comes with a filter changer tool, and then it also comes with some, looks like PEX fittings. So if you want to do a quick connection instead of having to sweat pipe, it's perfect for that. And then, so it comes with 4 of those fittings, and then the lockers, and As I drop one, two other quick NPT fittings. So it has some nice pressure gauges up top. It's very sturdy, very heavy duty. You probably have to change these filters maybe once a year. I think they're good for around 100,000 gallons and 15-gallon flow rate. I think somewhere around there. But this is pretty much part 2 of our system, so we can actually see what the readout is on the reverse osmosis machine, plus just in general. I think it covers like 1 to 3 bathrooms in the city, so they say you can use it for well water. I wouldn't. I think that the one for well water, you want the big system with the sand and all that stuff. But we're going to give this a try. We're going to go downstairs and we'll take you into the basement where the main water line is, and we'll go ahead and get this sucker set up. All right, so we got the Home Water Pro Aqua installed, and I'm gonna let it run for a little bit because it's got charcoal and all that fun stuff in it. So to really filter out a lot of those bad contaminants. I'm gonna run it right now really quick just so you can get a readout and I can tell you what it is. If we take on, it's reading actually higher. It's reading at 152, but the water's coming out cleaner. It's coming out at 7, 8. So 152 in and 9 points per million, 8. So I think as we run it for a little bit, we can really test it and see how it does. But so far, I mean, it's great. I'm gonna take you downstairs and show you the install. All right, so got everything installed, had a nice little brace behind here. So I went ahead and mounted that. And we had to do a new water shutoff valve. The current one that's on there is a little bit beat up at the moment and it's really hard to move. So I decided to put a new SharkBite fitting with a on-off. And then I love these hose ones. We use these for the Navient tankless water heater that we installed. Fittings in here, flows, and then I reversed the direction. It was having this side in and this side out. Now I switched it so this side's in and that side's out. So it's hitting sediment first is like what it should do. These are the gauges at the top. The gauges are supposed to read out as they start to get dirty and contaminated. Once they get up to a certain PSI, then we'll have to change those out, usually just once a year. Did the same thing for this side, did SharkBite fittings for here, went up, and back into the main water line. So other than that, it comes with this nice little handy tool, slide up underneath, and really can yank it. Other than that, it looks great. And the other reason why we also chose this is, I mean, I said price, availability. Lowe's had a deal on it for, I think it was like under $300. You can't beat this for under $300. The Echo Water I think is about $699, so $700. So I mean, all in, you're looking at about $1,000 for a full reverse osmosis for the house, or a full water filtration for the house, and then a reverse osmosis just going to the fridge. But yeah, I mean, so far I think it's going to be a really good fit, and we'll keep you posted on how it turns out and how long these filters actually last. But the other reason we went with the Echo reverse osmosis, which I forgot to tell you earlier, was because it was tankless compared to tanked. You got to change those out all the time, or at least scrub them and clean them with bleach, and we just didn't want that kind of maintenance. We wanted a very simple system that we could just swap in the membrane, swap in the filters in and out, and don't have to worry about it. I'm hoping that those filters last a little bit longer. So it was a little bit more of a premium product, so it's going to cost a little bit more. But I'm hoping that these filters, which are very cheap to replace, that we'll be able to, you know, pretty much save those filters in the long run. But we'll just have to see how it turns out. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments, and hope you enjoyed the content and the video. This is our first video. There'll be many more to come.